Hi, my name is Mia and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In the back there, curled up like a little donut, is our puppy Leaf. And yeah, we are already in the hotel, just a few days away from moving from Europe back to the States. And this is gonna be our first PCS with a dog, so that's what this video is gonna be about. All the things that we did, what we had to do, things to consider. And yeah, this is just gonna be like the first half of the video where I just talk you through everything up to this point, and then stay tuned for the end of this video where I will give you another update in about a week from now of like how it actually went after the flight, after we have already landed. So yeah, things to do before you ever get to the airport. Next to me you can already see his crate. You need to make sure you have a crate that is big enough for your dog to stand up and fully extended, including the ears and everything. He needs to turn around in there and just be comfortable in it. So yeah, get the right size crate so you don't get turned away. Also, you need to get a crate as soon as possible so your dog can get used to it. Now, we've had this one ever since we first got Leaf at just 8 weeks old, so he is plenty used to it. But we have since modified it a little bit more. So a couple months ago we already got his little food and water bowls attached to the crate, and we have just been exclusively feeding him out of those, just so he can get used to that already, and the flight's not going to be the first time where he eats out of a different bowl. So that's something to consider for you. And since those were metal bowls, we actually had to put some rubber bands to keep them from like rattling around, because they actually really scared him at first. So yeah, give yourself enough time to figure all these things out. Another modification that we had to make for the crate was actually attach some chicken wire over the existing holes, because there's this really confusing like 1 inch by 1 inch hole rule that some airlines are now enforcing. It is completely unclear to me which airlines exactly and what this applies to for sure, but we just wanted to be safe and abide by this rule no matter what our airline actually wants from us. So yeah, we made sure to put the chicken wire on top, so the holes are now smaller than 1 inch by 1 inch. Yeah, other than that, we have also attached a little air tag to the side of the crate, just so in case anything were to go wrong, we always know exactly where Leaf is. Now, on top of the crate we have a little bag of food, about 1 day's worth of food. That's pretty standard, just in case there's any delays or they need to keep him overnight somewhere, that he doesn't starve, of course. And also on top we went the extra mile and we attached a little letter and a picture of him, just kind of talking about Leaf, how he's a very anxious dog, how it's his first flight, and also thanking the airline workers for taking such good care of him and transporting him safely. So yeah, just maybe so they're a little bit nicer to our baby dog. Also on top of there, we attached a copy of his vaccine records. That's not super necessary, I think. We just wanted to make sure it's there. Of course, we also have his passport and his vaccine records right here, which we are going to show at a desk where we check in. So definitely have this on you. Very important. Just like your own passport, bring your pet's passport. While we're on the topic of paperwork, you're also going to need a health certificate to ship your dog overseas. And also some airlines require you to get an acclimation letter, so the temperature range that your dog is okay in, and a breed verification form. So yeah, just make sure you get all the necessary paperwork for whichever airline you fly. Different airlines have different requirements on that. And the health certificate, you need to get that within 10 days of flying. They recommend you to push it as close to your flight date as possible, just in case your flight gets delayed or cancelled and you need to rebook for a couple days later. So that way you're still within that 10-day window and you don't have to panic and go to another vet and get another health certificate. So yeah, we pushed it to 4 days before the flight, so no matter what happens now we should be good. And yeah, also in his crate we have put some towels down on the floor for him. We layered multiple towels just so he has more cushion, because Leaf is very bony and very skinny, and yeah, doesn't have much cushion on himself, so we just wanted to make sure he's comfy on there. We chose towels because the airlines require you to have an absorbent material on the floor, so you could put a potty pad, or you could even put newspaper or towel, it's like we did, just something that will absorb any spillage, whether that is water from his bowl, or if they go potty in there, or if they get motion sick, that kind of stuff. And speaking of motion sickness, now we are very lucky our dog does not get motion sick at all, but if yours does, then definitely consider getting some medication from the vet for your pet, just so they don't have to feel so bad on the flight. Now, our dog might not be motion sick, but he is a very anxious mess, so we did get some anxiety medication, some like calming medicine for him, which we're going to start giving starting tomorrow, so 3 days prior to flying out. He's gonna get his medicine for that, so hopefully he's a little more relaxed on the flight. Now, you're not allowed to sedate your dog by any means, because that can be very dangerous, but a bit of help for anxiety is allowed. Also in his crate we have put a pillow that we have been sleeping with as well, so it has our scent on it, but also again to make him more comfortable, so he can lay on something a little more cushioned. That is pretty much all we're doing. We have been training him to be in the crate while we're moving it. We have been playing airplane sounds for him, so he's already a bit more used to that. And that is basically all we can do at this point. Other things we did to consider him was we actually booked just one flight, so no layover, just so he doesn't have to be moved from plane to plane and doesn't have to go on this endless journey. So we are currently stationed in southern Spain, in Rota. We're gonna make the 5-hour car ride up to Madrid. So instead of flying, we're gonna drive up there, spend the night in the hotel. The next day we have a 9-hour flight, 9-10 hour, I'm not sure, from Madrid to Charlotte, North Carolina. And then from there, we're driving to our new duty station in Alabama, which is another like 5-ish hours. So yeah, like I said, he does great with motion sickness. He has slept in my lap on road trips before, so we know he's very comfortable in cars. And we just wanted to minimize the discomfort on airplanes. Again, just something to consider for your fur baby. So yeah, that is it for now. Don't turn off the video just yet, because I will see you again in a few days, well, for you in a few seconds, once we have landed safely. Alright, I am back, and we have all made it safely to the US. Most importantly, Leaf made it safely. He's still a little bit irritated, a little bit stressed. He's still quite reactive with noises and people and other dogs, but I hope that'll all calm down in no time now that we are getting settled in our new apartment. As you could tell, I caught a cold. Actually, Julio and I both did, so please bear with me with this voice of mine through the video. I just wanted to film it right now to get it out there, because it is PCSing season, and I hope that this can help some of you during this time. Yeah, I just wanted to take this time to walk you through the actual airport and flying experience with him. Everything went super smooth. We went to the airport about 3.5 hours early. They said to be there at least 3 hours early, but no more than 4. So that's exactly what we did. So yeah, we went there 3.5 hours early, checked in. There was a lot of paperwork that they had to look at and fill out and all that kind of stuff. And then we checked in our luggage, and we were actually able to stay with Leaf for the maximum amount of time possible, really. We were walking around the airport with him, snuggling him, being with him until 2 hours before takeoff. And 2 hours before one of the agents at the airport led Leaf and me down into the basement to like a separate security thing, where I had to walk Leaf through the security and put his crate through the scanner. Before he had to actually get in the crate, and they zip tied it shut and rolled him off, which just tore my heart into pieces, really made me cry. But he was such a champ. He was so good. He didn't really like scratch the crate or anything out of nervousness. He did whine a little bit, but yeah, that was all I got to see and hear from him at that point. Then it was time for Julio and me to go through security ourselves, and it was already basically time to board the plane, since it was such a short period between dropping Leaf off and boarding the plane. So our plane was actually out on the flight line, so we had to take a little bus to it, and it just so happened that we got on the one bus that was driving right in front of baggage carrier that had Leaf on it. So that was just really reassuring to see him. Obviously we couldn't like really see how he was doing, but just seeing his crate and knowing that he was there, seeing him getting loaded onto the plane was really reassuring. The flight itself started out pretty smooth, so we weren't too worried about it. Obviously the airplane noise was a big concern for us. I wish I could ask Leaf and he could tell me how it was for him, but I do not know. Unfortunately, the landing was quite rough with a bunch of turbulence, so his bolts kind of came crooked a little, and a bit of his food spilled into the crate, but other than that, he had no accidents. He didn't potty in the crate or anything. He didn't eat his food either, because he usually never eats when he's nervous. But as soon as we landed, it was actually a really quick process. Like, we went through immigration and customs, which was the quickest I've ever been through in the US in my life. So yeah, we went through there and rushed to the baggage claim, where I immediately went to access baggage, and he was rolled out to me. I was handed a pair of scissors by an airplane worker to cut open the zip ties that were locking the door. And yeah, he came out wagging his tail, super happy, acting himself, and actually he started eating immediately too, which is a great sign. Now, we thought it was good and we were able to have him out from then on, but unfortunately that was not the case. I'm sure many of you will have experienced American airplane workers and their rude attitude towards people. I feel like airport workers are always grumpy, and we definitely got a load of that. So we were yelled at to put Leaf back in the crate by some other lady with a canine. So yeah, unfortunately we had to put him back until we were leaving the airport, and Leaf did not like that. Leaf was whining a lot and crying. He just didn't want to be in the crate anymore. I mean, who can blame him after such an experience? But yeah, so we rushed out of the airport so we could take him out as soon as possible. And yeah, then we went to our hotel, walked around, got some dinner, and basically went to sleep pretty soon after. And I could just tell how tired Leaf was. He still is. He seems very exhausted, still takes a lot of naps, very deep sleep for him. And yeah, that is it. We're here. We're happy to be back together, and I'm so happy to for Leaf to have made it safely. And I hope that when you fly with your pets, that everything works out just as smoothly for you as well. If this video was helpful to you, then make sure to leave me a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next few videos of mine. And yeah, until then, I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.